All right, I'm a huge fan of the slow cooker liners. You've seen me use them on the show before. People always ask me, what are those? Where do you get them? Get them right at the regular grocery store. They have them right at Kopp's. Just ask for them. They're in the aisle with the foil and the saran wrap. And what they do is they keep you from having to clean up a really messy crock pot when you're all done. And oatmeal can get really sticky, stick to the sides and kind of become cement. And that is no fun at all. So if you use one of these liners, after you're done eating the oatmeal, throw out the liner, no mess, no cleaning of your slow cooker crock at all. If you don't have one of these or you don't want to use one of these, don't feel like picking them up, just spray your slow cooker really, really well with cooking spray. Okay, there you go. So our slow cooker is lined. Now I'm going to use 1 cup of steel cut oats. Steel cut oats is just a different way that they cut the oats. And it's better for you. Why not pick it up? It costs about the same as the regular oats. You'll find it right near the regular oats in that aisle, but you can see a difference. They're not as flat. They're a little more pebbly. When you cook them, they taste, I can't tell the difference at all. So if you're going to be going to get oatmeal and doing oatmeal for your family, why not do the steel cut, because they're better for you. So 1 cup of steel cut oats. I'm doing this in kind of a medium-sized slow cooker. If you wanted to double the recipe, you've got a bigger family, just do it in a bigger slow cooker. It'll all work fine. So, all right, to my steel cut oats, I'm adding a pinch of salt. And by the way, you could also use the regular oats in this recipe, but don't use the quick cooking steel cut or the quick cooking regular oats. You want to make sure this is going to cook low and slow in your slow cooker for a long time, so you want to make sure and use the regular oats or the regular steel cut oats. Okay, in goes a couple tablespoons of brown sugar. If you're watching your sugar intake, you could leave that out. About a tablespoon and a half of butter. You could also leave the butter out if you don't want to use that. We're just using a little bit of butter though, just to give it some nice flavor. A teaspoon of cinnamon. A half or a quarter teaspoon of nutmeg. If you don't like nutmeg, you can leave that out too, but the combination of the two of them really smells yummy. A little bit of vanilla. I usually go a little heavy on the vanilla, so needs to measure a little extra vanilla. I don't think it ever hurt anybody. A half of a cup of water. And the secret ingredient to really make this taste kind of tropical and Caribbean-like, 2 cans of coconut milk. I'm using the light. It's breakfast, we don't need a really heavy oatmeal. So 2 cans of light coconut milk. If you didn't want to use the coconut milk, yes, you could use regular milk, skim or regular milk. I would say that would be about 3.5 cups. 3.5 cups. And we're using the unsweetened, not the stuff to make pina coladas with. This is just more for cooking. A lot of times you'll find this ingredient in Thai cooking. I happen to love it. And that with the bananas is really going to make this oatmeal extra special. And if you're looking for this recipe, by the way, and a lot of the recipes I do on the show, you can now start picking them up at any area Kopp's food store. Just head to the service desk, ask for my recipes, and they will have them right there for you. Okay, so I'm just going to give that a quick stir. And the last thing we're going to add, 2 sliced bananas. This is a great time to use up those bananas that need using. I buy bananas usually every Sunday when I go to the grocery store on Sundays. And midway through the week, they're not looking so great, but they're still going to taste great. So this is, a lot of times banana bread is great, or you can throw them into the freezer and use them for a recipe down the road, but why not make this banana oatmeal? So I'm just going to slice these bananas up. Now, after the bananas cook for several hours in your slow cooker, now I do this overnight, but you don't have to do it overnight. You could certainly just, you know, if you get up plenty early, you could, you know, do it during the day and then reheat it in the microwave. It's up to you, you know, it just needs a good 7 hours of cooking. So stir those in. The bananas are going to kind of disappear in a little bit into the oatmeal and give it some great flavor. You're going to have little chunks, but I like to serve this with fresh, when it's all done, sliced bananas on top too, so that you'll have some of the bananas in here and then some on top. So at this point, the lid goes on. You go out and do your thing all day, or you go get your pajamas on, brush your teeth, and go to bed. I do it the other way. I brush my teeth, then I get my pajamas on and go to bed. But in the morning, this is the fun part. You have a nice, delicious batch of oatmeal that is all done. You can see the little bananas in there. They kind of shrink down a little bit. And man, this stuff, you don't need to eat a lot of it. That's why it really does, a cup of the steel cut oats just really does kind of bulk up because it's stick to your ribs kind of stuff. But for me, the fun part about oatmeal is all the great toppings. So being that this is kind of a tropical oatmeal, I love a little bit of extra brown sugar over the top. Then I thought this would be fun. You could do a little drizzle of maple syrup if you didn't want to do the brown sugar. I thought some macadamia nuts, being that this is kind of a, you know, can't get to Hawaii, just make a bowl of this oatmeal. So if you like what nuts, I do an apple oatmeal, and sometimes I'll put, you know, walnuts on the top, and then a little more sliced banana. Blueberries would be really nice on this over the top, and then I like a little bit of milk or half and half also. Just, but it's up to you what you want to put on top of your oatmeal. Just bottom line is make this because it's really, really yummy, and I think you know, it's just a fun breakfast to wake up to. Very, very easy, inexpensive to make, and it's actually really good for you. We'll put the recipe on the website. You can also pick it up at any area Kopp's food store. Coming up, we're making homemade scones, a sausage and sage breakfast casserole, and lots more. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back.